Charles Keddy is doing his best to get his strawberry plants in the ground, but there's not much activity in his fields these days. His employees, temporary foreign workers, are quarantined in their bunkhouses and can't work for 2 weeks.
Yes, this is how we do it.
Already delayed, they've just arrived in Nova Scotia from Jamaica. For most, not coming wasn't an option.
We have to do what we have to do, and this is work, and without work we will not survive.
Their boss says crops, too, may not survive without their help to plant and harvest them.
If the rest of the workers don't get here in a real timely fashion, it could have quite an effect on the local food supply.
This food security expert says Canada's agricultural sector is dependent on foreign workers. 60,000 came last year.
So I think it's going to send a whole bunch of disruptions, and the fact that we aren't able to get labor in this sort of a seamless or frictionless way as we're used to means that planting will be delayed, that things like pruning apple orchards won't happen with the same level of efficiency.
It's all under the ground, just itching to get out. So.
This Ontario farmer says his asparagus crop will be ready for harvest in 2 weeks. He still doesn't know when the bulk of his workers will arrive. And even when they do, they'll have to be quarantined, potentially further delaying harvest.
Rather than having 3 beds, we'll only be able to have 2 in here.
He is renovating accommodations, retrofitting machinery, and he has to pay employees while they're not working. The federal government has announced $50 million to help with the costs of isolations, but physical distancing will also mean lost money.
We're going to, instead of having 18 or 20 people on that line, we'll probably have to have just 10. So, we just have to run it slower, and so it's going to take longer to process things.
Lower efficiency and higher costs for farmers could end up costing consumers more too.
I think just about everything is increasing the cost of the product.
Experts say shoppers could see an increase of up to 15% on some foods, but so much depends on the continued arrival of foreign workers.
We take it seriously, and as Jamaicans, and we will continue to do so.
Still, when the crisis has passed, farmers and experts agree there should be an examination of the vulnerability of the Canadian food supply chain. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, Halifax.